welcome back to the Brave New Wear Show. My name's Christian. Every once in a while, there's this crossover that happens when a typical workwear brand
Give me a stiff one, barkeep.
will provide a product that is very cheaply priced, and the aesthetic silhouette of it has a crossover effect where the unintended fashion audience decides to start picking it up.
Give me a stiff one, barkeep.
I think the best last example of this was Dickies with their wide leg pants. And essentially that is what's happening with Wrangler. Right now they're offering a pair of flare bootcut jeans that have a real 70s look for $35, sometimes only $25. I'm gonna get into it, buckle up, let's see if these jeans are worth it. So technically, these are the Wrangler dress jeans, and if you're interested in picking them up, there's a link down below. But based on the website, I essentially think that the core audience, the reason that they made this product was for cowboys. You know, these are your rodeo pants. These are your fancy horse show jeans. It's the jeans you take your girl out on a date. And I'm sure the same good old boys who comment on my Carhartt videos saying how I'm too much of a wimp and I'm not the right person for their tough and rugged workwear brands will comment on this video as well, because these are dress jeans. These are serious. They're for real cowboys. You know, they need dress pants for their fancy horse show where they wear a big hat and a rhinestone jacket. It's very masculine, and there's nothing thoughtful or effeminate or creative about them. So I shouldn't even make the video, but I am. I'm gonna structure the video first with a general review, and then following with kind of my thoughts about them, why people are interested right now, why they're trendy. So stay tuned for that. So like I said, these are technically Wrangler's dress jeans. They might be called Rancher, but the fit is essentially like this. They have kind of a boot cut opening, and that's why they look kind of like a flare. The silhouette is essentially, they're really snug at the seat and thighs, and then there's a wider leg opening near the hole. And when I initially got them, they were way too tight around my legs. If you work out at all, these are probably gonna be almost impossible to wear. But they have kind of a stretch material in them. They feel kind of like Dickies pants with a little bit of stretch, and that is really necessary. After wearing them for 2 days, they're a little stretched out now. They don't feel like they're crushing me. But that's essentially the silhouette. They're shaped very slim on the thigh and then opens near the bottom. So these aren't a big disco flare. These are more like a boot cut. And I think essentially the silhouette is created because they're so slim on the top and then less slim at the bottom. It creates kind of that effect, almost like an illusion. But if you'll see the clips, they definitely do have the kind of flare aesthetic. And they also have a little pleat down the center, because it's dress jean. This is these are the jeans you wear to church. And they come in a wide range of colors. I picked the brown because it feels more 70s to me. It feels more like the aesthetic that people are channeling. But I've seen people wearing the black pair, and that definitely seems like something that would be super easy to work into any wardrobe. So I also tried styling them with different things. I think they could essentially work with just about anything. They're kind of almost a straight leg cut. So if you're worried about looking too, flamboyant, or you're not sure if you can pull this look off, they don't look outrageous. So you can see, I wear them with a bunch of different things. You can wear them with a coat, you can wear them with a t-shirt. And I also wore, I have my Story at fall boots, but I also have my loafers, and it works with both. I think that if you're gonna wear a sneaker, it's gonna be, it has to be the right sneaker. It might just not look good, say with a pair of New Balance 990s. But quote unquote hard bottom shoes, they all seem to look cool with these. And even pairing them with say a wide boxy top. I think there's something, appealing about wide boxy top, slim, and then a bigger opening at the leg. dare I say it's an hourglass shape. But I wouldn't say that, because these are tough jeans. These are tough man jeans, and they would never be sexy. If it is like a 70s disco look that you're going for, I think these are great. They do have kind of the more 70s colors, like they have like grays and like this brown that I think channels that. I've seen people, like, I think these work great with just like a plain t-shirt, because they're a little interesting, but it's just a pair of jeans. They could totally work with like a simple, maybe even warmer weather fit. But I think that there's kind of like a similarities to like the Eddie Salmon look. Like, I think these would go well with like leather jackets, with like Western wear, cowboy stuff, rodeo cowboy stuff. In a lot of ways, kind of like quote unquote simple pieces, but pieces that if you're trying to channel a look that's like more 70s, the jeans kind of elevate it, just because they're not like so strange. They're not like crazy flared. They're border on being very normal, but because of their price point, because the material isn't like a blue denim and it's more of like this, you know, dressier kind of Dickies material, it gives it kind of an interesting vibe. And you know, there are probably like Gucci pants or like Acne Studios pants with like a very similar silhouette. The difference is you're paying like a tiny fraction of the price, which is another reason why they're great. If you're kind of curious, about this look, like a 70s look, but you aren't sure if you want to jump in the deep end to get like crazy flares, and maybe you don't have the money, this is a great way to try it out. Links down below. I will point out though, when we look at products that are this cheap, I have to at some point assume that they're cutting corners at the expense of the planet. Because they're from Wrangler, because they kind of have like a workwear construction, they feel like they're going to hold up. They feel like they're kind of built to be durable. What makes them kind of cool right now? I mean, I think there is a 70s kind of trend. Case in point, look at like the fits that Wisdom Kane wears. If I find them, there's gonna be like clips of him wearing these exact jeans. But you know, there is a 70s kind of aesthetic that is an undercurrent in a lot of like fashion right now. I think in part because the pendulum of fashion swings, and we had the skinny jeans swung all the way over to wider jeans, and as people, you know, strive for something different, more creative, these bootcut or flare jeans are a little more interesting. And maybe in part because the way that like 90s and like wide jeans work together, the early 2000s, the aughts, there was more bootcut and wide cut jeans. So I think that if we're like looking at it from that angle, it's like 90s style was in, and maybe now it's pivoting towards like the aughts. But I mean, honestly, I think fashion has kind of been moving away from being so homogenous like that, because I really genuinely feel like you can wear a straight cut jean, you can wear like a wide cut, you can wear these kind of boot cut, and all these looks could totally be cool, fashionable. There isn't such a like a strict, this is the silhouette right now. And I think that's kind of going to be constant moving forward with fashion. But you can still see these trends kind of vibrate. So, and I think that's where this is coming from. So are they worth it? Totally. They're cheap. And they are relatively a good value. I think if you have any interest, you could totally pick these up on Amazon or whatever. Even if you don't like it, return it. But at such a low price, it's hard to resist. Link down below. Come on, baby. Closing remarks? I don't know. I mean, I might buy these in black too, because the brown is cool. I don't have brown pants other than these, and it's, you know, it mixes it up. But I've seen other people wearing the black. It feels like it's a cool addition to your wardrobe where you can mix it. I feel like I would be able to mix it with everything that I wear black pants with, which is 90% of my pants, and it would just add another silhouette. Dress them up, dress them down. You know what I would love? I wish I could get a like Western blazer in this same material, because I think with like a blazer and this kind of synthetic and these pants, that's a real cowboy look. If you guys like encounter other pieces that are like this trifecta of being like really affordable and really like trendy, let me know. Send me a DM, comment down below, or join the Discord and let me know there. Because I think it's kind of fun. It's interesting when brands that kind of make good quality products that are exceedingly cheap make something that like inadvertently is fashionable and in the zeitgeist. You know, country boys might not like it when non-country boys wear their brands, but I am confident that Wrangler is stoked that their product might have some crossover appeal. I'm sure in soon, like in due time, we will start to see Wrangler leaning into that with different advertising. In a similar way to how Dickies did. Once people started buying those straight Dickies pants, Dickies is like, and started, you know, like putting them in Urban Outfitters, or like, you know, showing more skaters with an 8 wearing them. And yeah, there's not much more for me to say about it. I think they're pretty cool. Let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you on the flip side.